Okay, the main thing that I've really been fixating on this past week, and I've had fixations on this in the past. Fucking NASCAR. Okay? It's happening. I'm diving into it. I'm gonna be a fan, probably. A lot of this has to do with there's excellent content creators on YouTube that make NASCAR content. There's Slap Shoes, Emp Lemon made several videos. Ellie Productions 49 is probably my favorite. I love his videos. Um, and yeah, I've just been diving in. I've been diving into the narrative, the storyline of the history. Watched the Cup Series highlights across like this season so far, and I really want to like learn more and actually get into it and follow it. I used to really be into Dale Jr. I don't know why. He was the most popular racer at one point, but like why that passed on to me or affected me, I don't know. But I don't know. Like I guess somewhat this is ironically that I like somewhat I it is in somewhat an ironic way that I want to get into NASCAR. But I actually think there's merit to the sport. But the one thing that I worry about is that, like back in the old days, you had Petty, you had Earnhardt, you had Elliott, these different racers who have just all this personality. Tony Stewart, even I mean, granted he's more recent, but even like guys like him are a little phased out. Just these guys that have so much personality, and I feel like that's something that's dramatically missing in today's NASCAR. And this is just from a like complete outsider who's just coming into the sport and just trying to get interested in it. But I found a few. Because that's the main thing. That's the main thing that I want to do is I want to find a driver or a selection of drivers that I root for. And I I gotta say there are still things with NASCAR that I don't love and I don't appreciate. It is obviously deeply rooted with American South, and it's one of the sports that has controversies when, like, say, the Confederate flag is banned from its raceways. That happened a few years back. Shit like that. I mean, yeah, like that's rough. That's rough to have connected to your sport. Also, just the environmental impact that it probably has. I mean, that's the one thing I've been thinking about a lot too. It hit me like randomly in the middle of this fixation. I was like, "Oh, this is probably like killing the Earth, isn't it?" But I mean, we're all gonna die anyways. Whatever. But I need a driver. If I'm gonna watch this, I need to find someone to root for. There are some who are immediately eliminated from the list. Some drivers that I don't like. Those being Joey Logano. I don't know what it is. I just do not like the guy. I fucking hate his face. He has the worst face, like just ever. I think just the worst face ever. Um, Also, just everything that I've heard, everyone else fucking doesn't like this guy. Like no one else seems to be a fan of this guy. All the other drivers seem to hate him and have sort of feel some type of way towards him. And yeah, he just comes off as like a fucking prick. Like I'm just not a fan, and he bitches like all the time. Another one is probably either of the Bushes. Kyle Busch has been kind of turning around in a lot of people's minds since he like transitioned to the A car. I'm learning, um, like kind of the way he speaks about the NASCAR youth in like a very like whatever sort of way. Some people have kind of gravitated towards. I won't do it. I probably still won't root for a Kyle Busch or a Kurt Busch for that matter, to be honest, because he seems like an asshole too. I've listened to some of his like I love listening to the NASCAR radioactive shit, like their communications, and he just seems like a dick, man. I don't know what it is. Well, I know what it is. He's fucking loud and cusses and just seems just douchey overall. But I also don't understand the rules too much, so whether or not he's valid in his complaints, whatever. But the final one driver that I will not root for is Kyle Larson. For some reasons that I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with. He was during the whole COVID thing. He was playing what the like iRacing thing, and said the gamer word live on stream. In a way, that was definitely what's the word I'm looking for? Routine for Mr. Larson. Yes, he did like just win a championship, and that seems to just not have a matter on his legacy at all. And yeah, that sucks. I don't like that. I don't love that. And it especially sucks because when he was in the 42 car, I think it was the Target car, I was. So, I'm jumping all the fucking way around. But, so like I said, this whole NASCAR thing has been in my mind for quite a while because I grew up around it. My parents are big NASCAR fans. So, that's why, like, when I was younger, whenever a NASCAR race was on, I was always checking where Dale Jr. was. That sort of stuff. So, it kind of makes sense that this is something that I've kind of have an interest in now because it's always been around. I always thought it was goofy when I was younger, and then whatever. But yeah, when he was in the 42 car, but there was a time where anytime I watched, he was like third, second place, fourth place, top 10, and I never once watched him win a race. And I was like, this fucking guy is like always there. Like I'm always seeing his name. And for someone who does not follow NASCAR to recognize this dude's name consistently all the time, he's got to be pretty solid. But I've never seen him win, so I rooted for him. He became my favorite driver for a minute. He was one of the first drivers that I elevated past Dale Jr. and started rooting for, that I actually chose. And yeah, that sucked. That was a letdown. There are some veterans in the game that I do. There's really only like two that I can name right now that have any sort of relevance. The first one being like veterans that I enjoy. First one being Keselowski. Just cannot get used to him in a 6 car. I don't like it. He'll always, I don't know. I see, this is the one thing about like driving fans. I wonder if this bothers you. Like, can you only associate one number with a driver? Because that's how I am, at least. And I mean, most of the time that works. Like, I don't think Gordon ever drove outside the 24 for a long period of time. Harvick, I really only see. I know Harvick from the 4 car because most of the time when I was watching, he was driving the 4 car. But he had a pretty long history driving the 29, and I will not get used to Keselowski not driving the number 2. He was just always number 2. I loved his was it Miller Lite? He drove the Miller Lite car, right? I loved his car. His car looked so nice for whatever reason, and my stepdad was a big Keselowski fan, so it was easy to root for him. And Jimmy Johnson. I mean, Jimmy Johnson had a race in this Cup Series. Maybe he'll do a couple other part-time slots. It'll be cool just to watch him race. He was one that I think I hated when I was younger, just because he was like winning every other year sometimes. And yeah, but I mean, it's cool. It's cool that he's still going. I think it's funny that he drives the 84, or he drove the 84, which is like 48 backwards. But some potential drivers, like newer drivers, that I could become a fan of. I have 4 that have some possibilities. The first one being Chase Elliott. He's kind of like the hot guy, the hot younger guy, because he's a vet at this point. He's been in it for a minute. He's already a championship winner, but he's one of the dudes right now, probably the most popular driver. Super easy to get into him, probably races for Hendricks. But the fucking thing is I want to get into this. I want to get into it. So I want to start rooting for like teammates and like shit like that, things that help the team and whatnot, because I don't even understand how the fuck, like, what that means. But sadly about Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson also raced for Hendricks, so I don't know if I want to be a Hendricks fan. But the next one, Austin Cindric. He was one that I was looking at. I'm pretty sure I liked his kind of just, I don't know what it was about him. I just saw his name a couple times when I was looking at like race highlights. There's not many for him, but he also has like a goofy look about him that was kind of like, he might be a guy that could be easy to root for. He's teammates with Logano, so he was out. So yeah, Chase Elliott, probably not. Austin Cindric, probably not. The other one that I came across that I was interested in was just Christopher Bell, who was just kind of taking the 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 sport by storm this year. 3 wins back to back to back this season. Races for Joe Gibbs Racing, and I can't remember who his teammates are, but I didn't have issues with any of them, so that's exciting. That could easily be a dude that I root for. But, and I probably will if I see him in the top 5 towards the end of a race. Probably be a guy that I'll hope pulls it out, just because it's cool to see this kind of dominance from a new-ish name. But the driver that I just keep coming back to, that I'm just like, I think you're the guy. I think you might be the guy for me. It started when I saw that stupid ass video game move when he rode the wall in that one short track. I don't know the name of it. I'm still learning. Please be forgiving. Ross Chastain. I don't know. I think that's the dude. Love his car. The light blue, the number 1. Oh, it's so nice. It's so aesthetically pleasing. Trackhouse seems like a cool team. SVG, fucking Daniel Suarez. That's a team that I know all the guys. I don't know SVG like that much. I don't even know if I'm thinking of, yeah. Van Uren or whatever his name is. That could just easily be a team I root for. So I think that's my dude. I think Ross Chastain might be my dude. But it could always change. It could always just be I see something else regarding another dude, and my focus is completely switched now. My allegiance is completely towards that guy. And I think that's what I'm looking for with NASCAR, because I've been having a lot of team just crises and fandom crises with my teams that I'm a fan of. So it'd be kind of cool to just have a dude that I like, and then if he does something that I don't like, I can just not like that guy anymore and just pick a different dude to like. It's literally that easy. It's like soap opera, but they drive real fast and real left. I remember the last anecdote on NASCAR for right now. Actually, I think I have 2 more things I want to say. But my stepdad was a big Harvick guy. He was Harvick and Keselowski. Those were his 2 dudes, and I don't even remember who it was against. It might have been Keselowski, but there was 2 dudes getting in each other's faces, pissed off at one another due to something that happened towards the race. And this is after the race is over. Their crews are kind of huddling behind them. They're face to face. They're talking, and Harvick comes out from behind and just shoves one of the racers into the other from behind, and then those 2 racers start fighting. And from that moment, my stepdad would not root for Harvick again. He said that was some chicken shit. He is a pussy. I do not like him, and stopped rooting for him. And that was crazy. You could just do that. You could just not like a dude anymore and just go to someone else now. So, as it stands right now, my top 2 guys I would say is Ross Chastain, and I'll root for some Christopher Bell success, because that's kind of cool to see. I watched his highlights, and man, they were exciting. Some other guys on my radar, Denny Hamlin. I like Denny Hamlin. I like the 11. He's got an allegiance with Jordan. So this is the one thing I don't understand. How the hell is Danny Hamlin race for one team and then co-found a team with Michael Jordan that he's not on? How the fuck does that shit work? I don't know. We're just going to move on. Time out before we get into that. I'm going to talk about NASCAR one last time. At the time of recording this, the Straight Talk Wireless 400 is it's in 7 minutes. So I will be watching this race. I will be paying attention. And I will report next week on how this new fandom is growing. So